So I've been asked to share my ideas, my thoughts, my view of what initiation actually is. And I'm just going to flow with it and see what comes. So initiation is a stepping through of a threshold, but it's the holding of you as you step through and step over for me. It is the moments in life where you get to grow, where you get to change, where you get to leave behind the old pattern and the old way that you did or do or are a certain thing, a certain person. And that gets to die. And during the initiation, you are in that nowhere land, that middle space of nothingness. And then as you step through the initiation and complete it, you step into the newborn, into the rebirth, into the newness of the next bit. And it's very rare that you know what that is going to look like or feel like. So initiation shamanically might mean you initiating into your magic, into the thing that you do within the spiritual shamanic realms. We all have a thing or a subject that is our thing that we do best. And it might be a broad thing. It might be you hold space for people beautifully. Or it might be a specific thing of you psychopomp spirits or souls over to the other world. And your initiation shamanically might be into those gifts. So it might be you feeling, sensing, doing and going, yes, I am here. I do this now. And your shamanic realms, your guides, your helpers, the universe, and all of us as your sisters in circle hear you and see you make that step into your magic. And initiation might be you in your personal life, in your relationships, in your work, in yourself, it might be you stepping away from living in shadow and living in perpetual patterns of shame or sadness or fear, and stepping out of those and allowing those ways of thinking and seeing the world to die, and being initiated into your true self or into your love. So that is how I see initiation. And then the question might be, well, what does initiation look like practically? What does that look like to us? Because we might have a conceptual idea of what initiation is, but if we're going to be doing it together in this human body with these sisters around us, what does that practically look like? And that can be so varied. It can be very often when I'm holding initiations, there's very often some acting out, some replay, but a very embodied acting out. This isn't just us repeating some lines from a play. This is truly embodying a reenactment of a goddess story or of a story from the ancient times. So, for example, very often it might look like a descent of some kind into the underworld and then a returning back from the underworld. I work very strongly with Inanna, and Inanna's descent to the underworld is a really beautiful, really powerful one to reenact. And practically what that might look like is us gathering in circle and really building up and embodying the energy of Inanna, the energy of those holding space for Inanna, and really feeling, our brains won't be working too hard, but really feeling in our bodies, in our souls, in our energy field, really feeling what it feels like to need to go there, to the underworld, to a death, in order for something to die. And we might gather and we might tell the story of Inanna around a fire with sage billowing, with drums drumming, maybe with song, maybe channeled words. Maybe we welcome the goddess literally into the circle. And initiation is time where this ritual, these ritual spaces become really powerful, really deep. And then it might be a physical climb. Physically, we might walk somewhere. We might go down a valley, down a hill. We might step into a river. We're very much going to be, with most initiations, really working hand in hand with the nature that isn't working with the nature that is our bodies, and taking those bodies out into the nature, outside, into the water, into the air, into the earth. Initiations also could look very much like digging ourselves a hole and working with the earth element and placing ourselves in that hole and going to sleep. It might be doing something that has always been really scary for you, and us really holding and supporting you in that. Very often with initiations, there will be a thing, a trigger, a thing that you're like, I'll do everything and I'll throw myself into it, but I won't do that. And maybe, and this is where the trauma-informed edge gets blurred when we get to transformational space, and there are still safer space holding around the edges. And sometimes those things that you say, but I won't do that bit, that is exactly the thing that needs to happen for you to be reborn into this next phase, into this next thing, through and into your initiation. So, yeah, initiations, really powerful, transformational spaces. They need work beforehand. They need preparation. They need a really clear channel, whether that's through you or through me as your space holder, to channel through what is here for you. And they need really clear aftercare and grounding back into your life, and support in whatever way that might look like.